Okay, so we got Mets versus Metagross. Nothing too uncommon there, right? Kind of interesting Luisin team. I feel like it's low-key sauceless, not gonna lie. It's kind of an interesting Gothitelle team, but I don't know. I feel like it's just double Tapu Dabu Intimidate, and then two Psychic types, I guess. This team is more interesting. Gothitelle Mirror is kind of crazy. So that should be funny. Is it just kind of Mbappe, Acro, Misty Seed, Celesteela? Hard to tell. Could really just be that, or like the normal like Leech Seed substitute set or whatever, or not substitute with Flamethrower or whatnot. Kind of a relatively standard men's team. I feel like I kind of recognize this team. I have like some like random thought that it's like Crunch Men's with Dragon Dance, but I'm not confident it's the same team. I feel like I saw like a very similar team like 2 days ago though. Okay. Exchanging takeouts doesn't really do anything. Luisin gets the second Intimidate drop, so that's kind of nice for him, but both these spawns might be special, so Prince comes in. Rocks exchanged, yeah. Not exactly... Might not necessarily be the most impactful rocks with Gothitelle on both sides, but still fairly good progress for both players. Metagross comes in here, fairly good position, threatens out both bonds with Ice Punch. Not really in a dangerous spot. However, Anne does double pivot. Unfortunately, we do see the Mega Evolution from Luisin, and I feel like that's kind of a bit overcommittal, because now you're going to just get trapped with like the Intimidating and whatever, but Gothitelle on the other side as well, so no easy pivots for either player here. Except for the Gothitelle, which can still switch out. So we might see, okay, no switch outs from either Gothitelle. Taunt on the Celesteela, that's pretty big. But Heavy Slam does a pretty good amount of damage. That's a really big flinch for Anne. Preventing possibly a Trick Room or something of that sort. I mean, anything else was going to click wasn't going to matter, so I'm going to assume that's what it was. Kind of neutral board position here. The Gothitelle Infinity Flinch there really does suck, but it's not really the end of the world. Alright, we have the incident here. Another Iron Head. Gothitelle just dies. That's a really big loss, to be honest with you. That Flamethrower is meaningful chip, but it's not quite a 2-hit KO. Alright, Finny comes in. Fairly safe position. Let's just like potential Thunder Punch with Metagross. So we just gotta watch out for that, right? When you see the Coco on the team, right? So it has to be a little bit careful of that, but the Intimidate is going to prevent the Finny from dying here to really anything. But the Ice Punch read, well played there. That's a really big loss to Lando T. And all of a sudden, Anne's looking like pretty behind in this game. The knock is going to prevent the Finny from having its berry later, right? So now, the only thing standing between Coco and winning the game is the Zeraora. Which, you know, does happen to be the best Pokemon in the tier at answering it, but the game is rapidly becoming more difficult for Anne. Good fake out. And a Calm Mind. Luisin has to be careful to not let this guy out of control. It seems a bit weak to Calm Mind Feeny. Getting rid of the berry was a good start, but this is not going to be easy for Luisin to close out here, despite the really big early lead. Alright, so that's going to proc the Super Berry on the Goth. But the instant is going to die. So what does the Goth click here? Taunt? Yeah, that makes sense. This potentially lets the Coco come in. If it's Z, that could still threaten the Feeny out, although it will have to take a Snarl first. I'm not certain that kills that +1. It will be a lot of damage, though. And obviously, whatever switches in is not going to take it either, so... You know. Yeah, the Feeny... Yeah, well, it can't even switch out, right? Because... Goth. Duh. Okay, it said it's a Lando T, but that screams Z move to me, so... Ground Z, something like that. Or just any kind of chip, really, is going to be helpful for this Feeny. However, if it is, like, Ground Z, it might have less Spit F investment, so... Could get owned, potentially, by... some kind of, like, HP Ice. But no, the Intimidate drop, it's going to, like, make the Feeny probably live this. Yeah. And Muddy Water is going to come out and kill both. But I feel like the damage has kind of been done. Coco, I think, just won this game now. Everything is pretty chipped. The Zero Aura is still annoying, though, with the Metagross slow. The Zero Aura can still potentially win the game. I just don't know, like, what it's going to enable, what it's going to possibly enable here, because, like, I don't know. Everything is just kind of low health. And the Zero Aura is going to struggle to, like, break either of these mons on its own. Especially if the Feeny starts, like, getting Calm Minds up. So, big Volt Switch threatened from Luisin here. However, Zero Aura can switch in, so I think, like, locking Deagling is safer, but I'm not sure that kills the Feeny. And that would have to be boosting on him, right? Which, I mean, I guess it probably is. Probably Life Orb or Specs, given the Z move was on Lando, so... there's a Protect from the Ments. And it was just a T-Bolt, okay. That was fairly risky, to be honest. The Zero Aura could have switched in, but... no punish. Now the Zero Aura comes in, but the Feeny got its Calm lined up, so... it's not really in any immediate damager. Oh, HP Ice, so that's dead Mets. Okay, the game's over now. Yeah. A very interesting set there. T-Bolt, HP Ice, Life Orb. That's not something you see every day. Usually be like, you know, double stab, double electric move, and then Degleam. Yeah, we see the Snarl come out. But Muddy Water is still going to be meaningful chip on the Zera. Meaningful. I guess not that meaningful. But yeah, and optional format. So, pretty quick game there. Lewis just kind of made like a lot of progress early game. It was very difficult for him to come back. That's a big win for Luisin's team. You normally would expect Ann to pick up this slot, so... but, I mean, it was a fairly even matchup, but Ann was probably the favorite going in. I don't know if I really... let me just rewatch it real quick. Anything too crazy. Yeah, it was just kind of standard. The flinch on the Goff was like really bad, but I don't really know what the Goff is going to do there that was like super meaningful. The Steal could have been more annoying if TR went up for sure, so... that was pretty unfortunate, but yeah, I just lost too much material. This was a really good heads-up Goff switch by Luisin, and then really killing the Lando T on the switch in. This Ice Punch was like really big. Like picking up that kill was just really pivotal, and that's really what sealed up the game. Oh yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll maybe see you later for